What's going on, guys? It's your boy Beats by Ash, back at it again with another banger of a video at the first in-person One Piece Regional, and I am here with
Giovani.
And what did you play today?
Today I played good old meme Zeph right here, purple black. A little bit of rogue status. Have fun. I'd be like a meta person and stuff. Have a good time.
And what was your record today?
4-5. At the first half, I was X1. Then round 5, I started just losing consistently to Mingo and Zoro, and like one Whitebeard, but...
Yeah, I kind of chased him in Swiss, but I didn't perform, so it was kind of just a low blow by me, but I like what he was doing, so we're going to keep it going, and he's for sure making the top cut next time.
Next time, for sure. Yep. Especially new support from OPO3 for black. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What are you excited for coming for OPO3 in black?
I think there was like the Rob Lucci rushers.
Yep.
And then I think there was a searcher. If not, it's OPO4 probably, but if it's 3, then less waiting. But
the Navy searcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's OPO3.
All right, but less time to wait for it then.
All right, let's get into the profile.
All right, so start off here. We're gonna do all the character cards. So to start off, I ran 3 ultis. Because essentially, since you're having the purple mechanic with the leader's effect, the -4 for the pop little characters, you need to kind of have like that ramp up, because otherwise you're gonna be set back trying to use this card effects consistently if the opponent is like applying a lot of pressure, especially like Mango Blue with swarming the board, or like Zoro or even Kinemon. But yeah, usually I play these 3 just for like the rushers, and there's also little mini bodies for the late game if people don't touch them. They can like put 2 on, slap for the 5k for the leader, unless it's Whitebeard, but other than that, it's pretty, helps with the ramp.
That's very interesting. I haven't seen a lot of people play. I've seen people mostly just go with the Jack.
Oh, Jack, yeah, but usually I prefer just paying the Dawn, because that's trash, because you have Sakazuki in here for trashing,
yeah,
and Queen too, the Queen blocker.
Okay.
So I'd rather just pay the Dawn the ramp instead of pitching a counter or crucial card you need for the late game. But,
okay. Did you ever consider the 5-cost ulti? The one that just gets arrested on play in the event pack?
Oh no, I just rather try to keep high efficient cards for low cost, so that you can have Dawn for counters or other plays, be more flexible.
That makes sense.
But here I have 4 Kobes, because usually you have cards like Kuzan, the 10-drop Kuzan, and like Ice Age that I play, I'll show you later, to help like make big cost cards like those Odin's, AA kids, or like even the giant Whitebeards. They'll lower them down so they can like pop them with less commitment to it, using less Dawn. And he helps with the blockers too, and also another body. Just next turn, you slap a 1 Dawn for a 5k poke to shorten the hand out, and or it could be a 1k counter if you want. But usually it's just for bodies and popping big cards for low costs.
For sure.
The good benefit of black. But for the next character, obviously staple, 4 Kuzans, 4-drop Kuzans, for the essential card replacement in hand as for its body, and to help facilitate your leader's effects to make any guaranteed 7-drop or less be popped by his effect, or even a Kobe, Sakazuki, etc. But yep, good staple for like any black deck. But next bodies, I played 2 Sakazukis and 2 Kings, and King is a really good spicy tech. I'll show you why with the next character. But basically Sakazuki's has a bigger Kobe, bigger body, and it can have less restrictions since it's 5 or less, and if you have any minus cards, any guaranteed 10-drop or less is going to be popped by this. And it's 37k, so that next turn to slap 2 Dawn, poke for 9 out of 5k, and they have to really, resource their hand, and if not, they're going to get killed quickly.
Would you say the 2 and 2 ratio is the best way to play the deck right now?
Yeah, because in my deck, since you have 4 Kuzans and 4 Queen blockers, you're going to dig through your deck consistently, and you don't want to have your hand clogged. I've seen a lot of profiles have like 4 10-drops Kuzans, and that's like,
exactly.
I don't think that's necessary, because you're with these 2 colors, you're controlling the game state a little bit, slowing your opponent down, and by the time you like get to that like end game life of you and your opponent at 1 or 2, you eventually will get your 10 drops from life, or just digging through your deck, or just dragging turns out, and you don't want to clog your hand with a bunch of like high drops and stuff.
Makes sense.
And with the King here, he's really good with the 10-drop Kuzan, because his effect on your turn makes everyone lose 5, which essentially makes for King to pop any 8-drop or less guaranteed on your next turn after you drop the Kuzan the previous turn. And you're just gonna apply a lot of pressure, have 2 big bodies, and like clear the board out, because when you cast Kuzan on the previous turn, that's a guaranteed 2 pop of his effect at 10 Dawn, popping a 5 or less, and then popping another 5 or less. Any problematic blockers or like stalling cards.
Yeah, that is a nice combo. I think you did that against me and like just killed 2 of my like 4-drop characters.
Yeah, and help try to restand like my pressure and to
get you
lower your resources.
back on the board that you may have lost in the early game.
Yeah, essentially. So those are all the character cards. So now we have the blockers. I run the Clutch.
The most irritating card in the game.
Yeah, Borsellino. Because basically Red has a real tough time going against this, since like it's part of the most of the meta for Whitebeard or Zoro. So they can't Jet Pistol this, or they can't Seaquake this out of the way. They have to actually beat over it, which helps you to stay alive longer, especially being at 4 life with this deck. And having that extra 1k boost for a 4k for a 4-drop is very like clutch.
Thank God this card is not red or green.
No, thank God. But the other 4 blockers is Queen, because you really need to help dig through your deck, especially since there's not a lot of searchers right now at the moment. And it's a nice beat stick for the next turn for 6k. Yeah, it can be Jet Pistol, but it's essentially just for cycling your hand out, so you can get to your combo pieces faster and help keep control of the board state. And now we just have the events and the counters. I run 2 Meteor Volcanoes and 3 Ice Ages. I know people usually don't play these cards, but
Ice Age.
Yeah, Ice Age is basically another cheaper Kuzan, the -5, and the trigger effects have really come in clutch for me, because like, especially with all these like with Zoro and like Mingo being the meta, they can pop all those free drops they just committed to it, using their leader to swing at you, and or not. This really comes in clutch with Whitebeard. Every time they drop the 9-drop, next turn I make it 4, have a Kuzan or something else, and then pop it instantly, so they can go back to losing their life, and then I can just poke at them when they're at 0.
I bet they were shook when you did that.
Yeah, they didn't expect Ice Age at all. And Volcano.
No, I didn't. Card's broken.
Yes, sir. Very underrated. But the other event is Volcano. Mainly I have this for just life triggers, because usually it comes in clutch when I get hit and I draw this, and I can get more digging through my deck and stuff. But the pop effect is clutch too when you have like the 10-drop Kuzan or Ice Age or 4-drop Kuzan to help lower them, and you can get a cheaper pop essentially, since this is the colors mechanic. But those are for the events. And basically it's just, I have 14 2k counters, and they're all just like mainly just for 2ks, but like I try to have like Sasuke and like Suduru for their on-play effects to help ramp, just in case you need to if it's that serious, or on plays to help like debuff the opponent if you don't have any Ice Ages or like minus cards. And I have 6 counter events, just 2 Hell's Judgments, Gods here. Like,
screw this card. This card's so busted.
Yeah, this saves me from so many big body attacks, so I don't have to waste my blockers, so that on the clapback I can have blockers to attack with, since they didn't get killed by the big beat sticks. And obviously Shockwave, because this is good against all those swarm decks like I mentioned earlier, just to get a 2k boost and pop those active blockers they get for free or commit to the board.
And the trigger effect is just stupid. There's no way to play around it.
Yep, and the trigger comes in clutch just like Ice Age does. It's to have more board removal, so you commit less on your follow-up turn.
Yeah, it seems like you have a nice amount of triggers, honestly.
Yeah, I try to a lot of matches and play trials to get these ratios correct.
What do you say your best matchups are?
Basically anything besides Law or Mango. Whitebeards or a Gambles, depending on if they have a consistent hand that I can't help shrink down and have that buildup of counters for the late game when they're at 1 or no life. But Kinemon, purple and black destroy like defense like that, so it's I played one and then it was pretty much straightforward. So I cleared his board out and then poked for games. I got a lot of pressure, and he wasted too much resources. Other than that, like I didn't go against Smoker at all, but I think it would be kind of fair because they're both black. But yeah, just like I mentioned, Zoro and Mingo, because they can consistently keep pressure and like have board presence faster than I can, because I have to commit like Dawn or cards to pitch to clear the boards up. But
would you make any changes with the deck going forward?
Honestly, not right now. I might. I'm looking at the film cards from the purple structure with Shanks. So I might try to incorporate Douglas Bullet maybe at 2 for resting, and then having a double attack next turn for the clapback, or maybe maybe the Zephyr character card. Like my friend mentioned it, I want to try it out and see if it'll work out with it. But other than that, no, I'm just waiting for OPO 3 for the black support. So
sounds good. Thank you so much for getting this far in the video. As always, make sure to smash the like button, turn post notifications on so you never miss another banger. And as always, if it's not the goo, it's got to go. Peace.
Peace.
Ooh, is that indigo?